All right, guys, let's begin. So, hey, listen, I want to just acknowledge you guys for being here. This is probably the busiest Monday of the entire year from a general perspective. So, right smack in the middle of quarter two, smack dab in sprint seasons, smack dab in the spring market and everything. So, I acknowledge you guys for being here. I'm going to go quick through this because I know everyone is super busy right now. But here's the deal is today what I want you to do is just take a break for 15 minutes. All I'm asking for is 15 minutes and for you to get present and to be here right now. The reason that we do Inspire at the end of the summer is most people, they put their head down somewhere in April and then they don't put their head back up again until late August. And so what we're going to do here today is we're going to do a little bit of personal growth right now, because what I don't want to happen this year to you guys is if you just put your head down and you grind and you hustle and you close a gazillion loans, but other areas of your life are suffering, then it's not that good. And one of the easiest one, the one that we almost all let go of, is personal growth during these awesome times. So the story, what we're going to do today is, I don't know if you guys remember, if you were on 2 weeks ago, Eric Zanatelli mentioned a book, The Traveler's Gift. The Traveler's Gift is written by a man named Andy Andrews. And Andy Andrews' story is a fascinating story. He went from being homeless, literally the proverbial lived under a bridge for a year. And then after that, he became an international best-selling author, and he's a super, super successful guy. During that year, he had a mentor that helped him make 7 key decisions in his life. So first off, I want to say, if you guys are going through anything right now, or you're hustling, you're bustling, and you're dying and blah, 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 if you need a little inspiration, I can definitely recommend that you guys get The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. It's a cool story. It'll make you feel great. And what we're going to do here today for these 15 minutes is he has 7 decisions in here. And I want you guys to go through these 7 decisions right now here with me. Grade yourself. When I say the first decision, grade yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Really think about this. Go, hey, you know what? I've got this, Derek. I'm solid right here. Or say, hey, you know what? I'm not that solid right here, and I need a little work on it. So here we go, guys. I'm going to paraphrase these because these are a little long. The first one I'm going to say in its entirety, but after that, I am going to paraphrase it. Okay, his first decision that he made was, he said, the buck stops here. And this is how he said it. From this moment forward, I will accept responsibility for my past. I understand that the beginning of wisdom is to accept the responsibility for my own problems, and that by accepting the responsibility for my past, I free myself into a bigger, brighter future of my own choosing. Never again will I blame my parents, my spouse, my boss, or employees for my present situation. Neither my education or lack of one, my genetics, or the circumstantial ebb and flow of everyday life will affect my future in a negative way. If I allow myself to blame these uncontrollable forces for my lack of success, I will be forever caught in a web of the past. I will look forward. I will not let my history control my destiny. The buck stops here. I accept responsibility for my past. I am responsible for my success. I am where I am today, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, because of the decisions I've made. My decisions have always been governed by my thinking. Therefore, I am where I am today, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, because of how I think. Today, I will begin the process of changing where I am, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, by changing the way that I think. So, guys, I want you to just take a second right now. Are you at a point, you don't need to raise your hand, you don't need to tell anybody, you don't need to, this is between you and you. Are you at a point where in your life that you've made the shift into the buck stops here? I am 100% responsible for where I am right now, and then most importantly, where I'm going in my future. Take a second, think about it. In a way to see if you are, do you find yourself, and then you could ask your spouse, you could ask anybody that you work with closely, do you find yourself basically complaining about any outside condition? If you're complaining about anything, your parents, the Democrats or the Republicans or the economy or the market or the anything on the outside. If you're complaining about anything on the outside, this is just a cue. It's not something to beat yourself up on, but this is a cue to say, hey, you know what? This might be a pretty good moment in my history to go ahead and stop blaming anything on the outside. Okay, his second decision was, I will seek wisdom. Knowing that wisdom waits to be gathered, I will actively search her out. My past can never be changed, but I can change the future by changing my actions today. I will change my actions today. I will train my eyes and ears to read and listen to books and recordings that bring about positive changes in my personal relationships and greater understanding of my fellow man. No longer will I bombard my mind with materials that feed my doubts and fears. I will read and listen only to that which increases my belief in myself and my future. Okay, on this one right here, you guys are at 8 just for showing up on this call right now. Okay, so you guys are the best of the best by showing up. You're here even in the midst of a crazy spring market right now and good stuff. You're still showing up to seek wisdom, but just do a little bit of a self-evaluation right now too. Do you find yourself looking at the news any longer than headlines off? Do you find yourself perseverating? I know we use social media a lot for the business and it's very important in business, but do you find yourself on social media after an hour and you come off and you're not feeling good because you're comparing yourself or something like that? Where is your attention? Is it something that you can improve upon right now? This is one of the quickest ways if you guys want to start feeling better too. If you want to go, God, man, I do watch the news a little bit. Like, yeah, I guess I hear you that the news is there just for clickbait now and they're doing these egregious headlines. So that's not going to make me feel good. It's there peddling fear. Okay, you know what? I'm going to spend more time on other things. Like this might be a really good time for you to think through that. Okay, decision 3. I'm a person of action. Beginning today, I will create a new future by creating a new me. No longer will I dwell in a pit of despair, moaning over squandered time and lost opportunity. I can do nothing about the past. My future is immediate. I will grasp it in both hands and carry it with running feet. When I am faced with a choice of doing nothing or doing something, I will always choose to act. I seize this moment. I choose now. I am a person of action. I am energetic. I move quickly, knowing that laziness is a sin. I will create a habit of lively behavior. I will walk with a spring in my step and a smile on my face. The lifeblood rushing through my veins is urging me upward and forward into activity and accomplishment. Wealth and prosperity hide from the sluggard, but rich rewards come to the person who moves quickly. I am a person of action. So here you go on this, guys. Do you have grade yourself on this? Is there any area of your life right now which I call paralysis by analysis? Is there any area of your life, like do you show up on Tuesday and then you analyze for a half hour about what you're going to say to a past client and then you just don't do it? You see like how that doesn't help. It's so much better to just throw up and say bad things and that you got done and you're learning rather than saying, gosh, that video isn't perfect. I'm not sending it, right? It's so much better to stay in action right now. So check yourself down right now. Are you somebody that's in action or are you somebody that does a good job about thinking about the action? Where are you? Scale 1 to 10. Decision 4. I have a decided heart. A wise man once said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Knowing this to be true, I'm taking my first step today. For too long, my feet have been tentative, shuffling left and right, more backwards than forwards as my heart gauges the direction of the wind. Criticism, condemnation, and complaint are creatures of the wind. They come and go on wasted breath of lesser beings and have no power over me. The power to control direction belongs to me. Today, I will begin to exercise that power. My course has been charted. My destiny is assured. I have a decided heart. I am passionate about my vision for the future, I will awaken every morning with an excitement about the new day and its opportunity for growth and change. My thoughts and action will work in a forward motion, never sliding into the dark forest of doubt or the muddy quicksand of self pity. I will freely give my vision for the future to others. As they see the belief in my eyes, they will follow me. So, this one right now, guys, have you made the decision about where you're going? This is one of the hallmarks. This is one of the things that we do at live events. So if you've been to live events before, you've heard us talk about it right now. This is a great time, especially if you find yourself mired in 15 different loan conditions that are need to close on Wednesday, right? Like I get that, but it's just a little moment right now that you get back associated with your vision, that you get back associated with why you're doing this. You get back associated about where your passion lies. You get back associated with where your excitement lies, and you've decided that no matter what, that you will burn all the bridges and you must accomplish your vision. Number 5, today I will choose to be happy. Which, by the way, if anybody needs an awesome affirmation for your Think Up, we're going to do these at Inspire too. But if you want to get a head start on this, that's an amazing affirmation. Today, I will choose to be happy. Beginning this very moment, I am a happy person, for I now truly understand the concept of happiness. Few others before me have been able to grasp the truth of this physical law that enables one to live happily every day. I know now that happiness is not an emotional phantom floating in and out of my life. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is the end result of certain thoughts and activities which actually bring about a chemical reaction in my body. This reaction results in a euphoria which will, while elusive to some, is totally under my control. Today, I will choose to be happy. I will greet each day with laughter. Within moments of awakening, I will laugh for 7 seconds. After even such a small period of time, excitement has begun to flow through my bloodstream. I feel different. I am different. I am enthusiastic about the day. I'm alert to its possibilities. I am happy. Laughter is an outward expression of enthusiasm, and I know that enthusiasm is the fuel that moves the world. I laugh throughout the day. I laugh while I'm alone. I laugh in conversations with others. People are drawn to me because I have laughter in my heart. The world belongs to the enthusiastic, for people will follow them anywhere. Okay, so this is one of the things that I think every human being that I've ever met struggles with right here is everybody thinks when we talk even about a vision that when I achieve financial freedom, when I achieve X amount of loans, when I achieve my body being a bikini body, right? Or whatever. When I achieve this stuff, when my kids achieve this stuff, when my spouse acts this way, then I'll be happy. That is the fallacy. And it's something that everybody struggles with. This is what I can tell you. And this is so important to get, is that you can't get your vision from that place. You can't. It's physically impossible to get it from that place. You can only accomplish something big, guys, in your life if you choose to be happy today. So the process is what will it be when I hit my vision? What will it feel like? And then here's the master skill. I'm going to feel like that now. I'm not going to delay my happiness, because you will not get there. If you think that when you achieve a certain milestone or a certain goal, then you will be happy, that is not the case. There's thousands and thousands of Hollywood movies on that, where somebody's hustling and grinding and they lose everything. They lose their health and all this, and then they get this mythical period of something that they hit in their life, and they have no friends. Their health is gone, and they sit in their big house on the ocean looking at the sea by themselves, right? Like that is a Hollywood story. They use that story all the time because it's one of our key things in life that we don't work on. So the way to do it is, how is it going to feel when I have everything that I desire in my life? Cool. I'm going to feel like that now. And it's a choice and it takes work, and I get it, but that's what we're doing. Where are you on that one? Guys, I'm not a 10 on this one. This is something that probably out of everything that I work on in my own life, this is the one that I work on the most, that I need to spend the most time on. in that too. So I'm with you in this journey on this. Um, Number 6, the compassionate decision. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. For too long, every ounce of forgiveness I owned was locked away, hidden from view, waiting for me to bestow its precious presence upon some worthy person. Alas, I found most people to be singularly unworthy of my valuable forgiveness. And since they never asked for any, I kept it all to myself. Now the forgiveness that I hoarded has sprouted inside my heart like a crippled seed, yielding bitter fruit. No more. At this moment, my life has taken on new hope and assurance. Of all the world's population, I am one of the few possessors of the secret to dissipating anger and resentment. I now understand that forgiveness only has value when it is given away. By the simple act of granting forgiveness, I release the demons of the past about which I can do nothing and create in myself a new heart, a new beginning. So in this one right now, if you struggle at all, this is why this is not something public, but if you struggle at all with anger, if you're teeing off on things, if you're going, God, man, I have a temper about this right now, check to see if you're hoarding forgiveness on this. There is no glory in holding grudges against anybody. There's just not. The only thing it's doing is hurting you. Check yourself on that. Think about this. This is a deep one. Also with resentments. Cool. Number 7, I will persist without exception. Knowing that I have already made changes in my life that will last forever today, I insert the final piece of the puzzle. I possess the greatest power ever bestowed upon mankind, the power of choice. Today, I choose to persist without exception. No longer will I live in a dimension of distraction, my focus blown hither and yon like a leaf on a blustery day. I know the outcome I desire. I hold fast to my dreams. I stay the course. I do not quit. I will persist without exception. I will continue despite exhaustion. I acknowledge the fact that most people quit when exhaustion sets in. I am not most people. I am stronger than most people. Average people accept exhaustion as a matter of courage. I do not. Average people compare themselves with other people. That is why they are average. I compare myself to my potential. I am not average. I see exhaustion as a precursor to victory. How long must a child try to walk before he actually does? Do I not have more strength than a child, more understanding, more desire? How long must I work to succeed before I actually do so? A child would never ask the question, for the answer does not matter. By persisting without exception, my outcome, my success is assured. I will persist without exception. I focus on results. To achieve the results I desire, it is not even necessary that I enjoy the process. It is only important that I continue the process with my eyes on the outcome. An athlete does not enjoy the pain of training, an athlete enjoys the result of having trained. A young falcon is pushed from the nest, afraid and tumbling from the cliff. The pain of learning to fly cannot be an enjoyable experience, but the anguish of learning to fly is quickly forgotten as the falcon soars to the heavens. A sailor who fearfully watches stormy seas lash his vessels will always steer an unproductive course, but a wise and experienced captain keeps his eye firmly fixed upon a lighthouse. He knows that by guiding his ship directly to a specific point, the time spent in discomfort is lessened. And by keeping his eye on the light, there never exists 1 second of discouragement. My light, my harbor, my future is within sight. I will persist without exception. I am a person of great faith. And Jeremiah, my creator, declares, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. From this day forward, I will claim a faith in my certainty of the future. Too much of my life has been spent doubting my beliefs and believing my doubts. No more. I have faith in my future. I do not look left or right. I look forward. I can only persist. For me, faith will always be a sounder guide than reason because reason can only go so far. Faith has no limits. I will expect miracles in my life because faith produces them every day. I will believe in the future that I do not see. That is faith. And the reward of this faith is to see the future that I believed. I will continue despite exhaustion. I focus on results. I am a person of great faith. I will persist without exception. That was good. Is that good for anybody else? All right, guys, we love you. We love that you showed up today in the biggest Monday of probably the year. I honor that in each and every one of you guys. You guys reach out if you need anything this week. You guys have a fantastic Monday, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.